To what extent does the production and distribution compare and contrast between the 1967 and the 2016 version of The Jungle Book? Well, let's start at the statistics. The original Jungle Book came out on the 18th of October 1967. Its running time was 78 minutes and it had a budget of $4 million. At the box office, it made $205.8 million. The 2016 remake was released on the 15th of April 2016, 49 years later, with a running time of 106 minutes, making it half an hour longer. In addition, it had a budget of $175 million, that's 44 times the budget of the original, and made over $966.6 million at the box office, which is nearly 5 times more than the original. Wow! In fact, the remake did so well, it was the 5th highest grossing film of the year and the 36th of all time. Why was it so successful, you wonder? Well, I should tell you. Let's start with production. In 1967, producing a film was a long task. Walt Disney decided he wanted a bigger input when it came to creating The Jungle Book. Originally, Bill Peet was going to lead the production process. However, Disney didn't like his decision of creating a dark and sinister film, and insisted it needed to be family-friendly. Disney chose to have celebrities voice for many iconic characters in the movie, with many familiar voices inspire the animators in their creation of the characters and help shape their personalities. In the original Jungle Book, the animators were in charge of whole sequences to enhance the interaction of characters. The animation was made by xerography, which was new technology in the 1960s. The character design was led by Ken Anderson, and employing rough artistic edges made the animals seem more realistic and less cartoony. The background scenes throughout the movie were hand-painted, with the exception of the waterfall, which consisted of footage from the Angel Falls. Animator Milt Kahl based Bagheera and Shere Khan's movement on live-action felines to make them as realistic as possible. Similarly, Baloo was based on footage of bears. As well as amazing voice actors, music is needed to bring the film to life. The score features 8 original songs, 7 by the Sherman Brothers and 1 by Terry Gilkinson. Similarly with Bill Peet, Disney felt Gilkinson's music was too dark, and the only song that survived was his upbeat Bare Necessities. Disney wanted to make sure the music fitted into the story and advanced the plot instead of being interrupted. The new Jungle Book was created to retain the spirit of the 1967 film and included some classic songs, but also made it more realistic and aimed at a slightly older audience, at which watched the first film as children. Jon Favreau directed the film and stressed the importance of nature. In the 1967 film, nature was considered something to overcome, but by 2016, nature is something to be protected, hence the alternative ending. They took the advantage of the film setting and story to use their latest advancements in photorealistic rendering, CGI and motion capture technology to let the jungle come to life. The production of the 2016 version is different to the 1967 one. The filmmakers can now use CGI technology to bring the animals to life and capture the essence of how animals truly live in the jungle. The filmmakers also took care to explore more of the characters' background. In the newest version, the Mother Wolf's characters developed further and we see more of her motherly nature. This was due to both directors noticing the lack of female characters in the original film and wanted to address the mother character more prominently in the remake. As a result, Kaa was also made female. In addition, the elephants are now respected creatures rather than their comedic counterparts in the animated film. This is shown as the animals are expected to bow to show respect. Similar to the original, famous voice actors such as Idris Elba, Scarlett Johansson and Ben Kingsley were brought in to play the animals. Characters they also trained to speak like animals. Production of the 2016 version was very intense. Puppets were used for the main voice Seti to act against, and also motion capture was used to make the movement of the animals as realistic as possible. To further enhance the experience for the audience, 1,000 remote jungle locations in India were photographed and used in post-production. And in homage to the animated films of that era, the title was in the same style as the 1967 opening credits, and the film's ending features the original physical book that opened the 1967 film to give credit to it. The director and composer sought to recreate the Fantasound experience Walt Disney himself had in mind, and the music score included several of the 1967 classics, but remodeled and enhanced for the new audience. Now we have distribution. The original Jungle Book was released just 10 months after Walt's death. It was a success due to the popularity of its musical numbers. As a result, they re-released it in 1978, 1984 and 1990. The Jungle Book was released in the US on VHS in 1991 and on Laserdisc in 1992 as part of the Walt Disney Classics production line. Since then, the Jungle Book has been re-released several more times in the UK in a new wider screen aspect ratio and in Platinum Edition. The original was a big hit in Germany. It was so big in fact it became the biggest movie of all time there. This is due to the German musicians who freely adapted the original Disney songs to suit their generation. The dubbed version was seen as better than the original, and being a family-friendly movie, it fitted right into the German market.
Probier's mal mit Gemütlichkeit, mit Ruhe und Gemütlichkeit, vertreibst du deinen ganzen Sorgenkram. Und wenn du stets gemütlich bist und etwas appetitlich ist, dann nimm es dir egal, woher es kam.
The remake Jungle Book in 2016 was a huge success. It was available in 36 international territories, and in China it was the biggest selling, making over $150 million, with the UK coming second with just over $50 million. The film was distributed by the well-known Walt Disney Company and had subtitles in English, Spanish, French, Dutch and German, making it popular in the foreign market. The 2016 version aimed its sales also at India, earning itself more than $24 million in ticket sales during its first 2 weeks there, and subsequently making it the highest grossing Hollywood film there of all time. The Jungle Book being set in India meant an Indian audience could relate to the film and also the characters' names, which were also Indian. They targeted Indian market by dubbing it in 3 local Indian languages to appeal to the local audiences, Hindu, Tamil and Telugu. As a result, the non-English versions counted for over half of the ticket sales. The Jungle Book went on to win the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, making it Disney's first live-action remake to win an Oscar. So, in conclusion, in 1967, there were limited technology available when producing a film. Therefore, the production features aren't as enhanced as the newer 2016 version. In addition, they couldn't distribute in different ways back in 1967, and the only way people could have seen the Jungle Book was by going to the cinema. Now, the 2016 version can be shown on DVD, TV, and there's now social media and apps that enhance the profit made and allow more people across the world to watch it.